What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to give you my spoiler review of the first 5 episodes of Memory of a Killer. This series stars Patrick Dempsey as a guy named Angelo, and Angelo completely lives a double life. So one side of his life, he's a hitman for the mob. Another side of his life, he's just a father of a daughter named Maria, who Maria's about to have a baby, and um and she thinks her dad just sells photocopiers and is a salesman, right? But he lives completely separate lives because one side of his life is he does stuff for the mob. Another side of his life is that um he he's just a loving father, and he's about to be a grandfather, and he's just a family man, right? Um and these two lives are completely separate. Like the mob obviously don't know about his family. And then um and then his family don't know about him doing stuff for the mob, right? So, um, like, so basically, episode 5 is a flashback episode of telling you, like, how his brother had dementia, because basically the plot of the show is, um, um, Angelo's been at this, like, he's a hitman for the mob, right? Angelo's been at this for a very, very, very long time, right? So he's very experienced at it. But throughout the 5 episodes, and I'm assuming it's gonna get worse as long as the series goes, right? Right. Um, throughout the 5 episodes so far, like he starts to forget things, like accidentally calling his daughter when he meant to call his boss, or um, accidentally leaving his jacket with his next target, with a newspaper clipping of his next target, and he starts to forget things and stuff like that, and we find out that his brother has Alzheimer's, right? And so he's seen this before. Like his brother Mike has Alzheimer's, and basically episode 5. So I'm gonna go backwards because episode 5, like it gives you all the flashbacks. So Angelo's married to a wife, and and they have a daughter named Maria. Angelo wanted to go to Montana to leave the life because, again, him and his boss, Dutch, um, are very, very close and very tight. And, like, he's very tight in the family, like, they're like family, right? Right? So, the series does take place in New York, right? And so like, the flashback episode starts off with Angelo wanting to go to Montana to get away and to just spend time with his wife, because his his wife thinks he does sales and stuff like that, because he's always working, right? He's always doing something, right? Um, so he's like, he's like, and his wife and daughter are both teachers, right? Like school teachers, and um, so he's like, um, so the flashback episode picks up 11 years earlier, right? Than when the series picks up, when episode 1 picks up, and you find out that Angelo really wants to go to Montana to get away and to just spend time with his wife, right? Because he's an older gentleman, like he's in his mid 50s, right? He, like, the action scenes, they're not as, like, choreographed and as good as John Wick, but like Angelo, when he's doing his taking people out job, he kind of reminds me of John Wick because he's older, right? So that's really cool. But basically, what happens is, um, so you find out that the reason why Angelo stayed and didn't move to Montana with his wife was because Mike, his brother, which the wife uh, doesn't know about because again the two lives that Angelo leads are completely separate. Um, um, you find out that Mike has he has like Alzheimer's disease, right? And in order to keep his brother safe, so Dutch doesn't kill Mike because Mike stole money from Dutch, right? And Angelo framed somebody else and made it look like it was Dutch's younger brother that stole the money from Dutch. So Dutch, Angelo, um, Dutch's nephew Joe, um, and they all killed Dutch's younger brother. So in order to keep um, keep um, uh, keep Mike alive, right? Because in Dutch's mind, like Mike is a loose end, right? Like so he wants to take Mike out. So like Dutch made him a promise at the beginning of a flashback episode. Hey, if you do this one last thing for me, I'll let you go. But in order to keep his brother alive, because it's your brother, right? You'll do anything for your brother. I know I would, and I know he'll do anything for me, right? Um, in order to keep his brother alive, he said, "Hey, I'll stay. I'll be your guy as long as you don't touch Mike. As long as you don't touch my brother, right?" And um, he has to end up putting Mike in a living facility, and yeah, and then that's the flashback episode that explains why uh, Angelo didn't go to Montana with his wife, and then um, the next four episodes are so the four episodes that are left is so Angelo's really good at keeping these two lives separate, right? Like he has his daughter, he's about to be a grandfather, he's getting along with he's worried about how Maria's husband isn't working and he needs to get a job and he needs to be able to support the baby and stuff like that. He has that side of his life, but he also has the hitman side of his life, right? And um, and basically what happens is somebody named the Ferryman wants Angelo and Angelo's family dead because the Ferryman hires somebody to to like try to kill Angelo's daughter Maria. Angelo stops that from happening, but he's like, who figured it out? Who did this? And like basically the main plot of it is and also while that's going on, you have Angelo starting to lose his memory too. Like he's forgetting that he built a crib for his daughter and son-in-law, right? He's forgetting. He's forgetting things while he's doing these things, right? So I'm assuming his forgetfulness will get worse throughout the seasons of the show because I think this show's really good. I want it to go for multiple seasons, right? And we still have a bunch of season one left because we're only 5 episodes in, right? So, yeah, like for me, even the performance from Patrick Dempsey here, like you guys know, one of the main pillars of this channel is music and entertainment, right? And I consider actors entertainers as well, right? And Patrick Dempsey, like his performance in this show is insanely good. Like he has to play Angelo the dad, and then he has to play Angelo the cold, calculating guy that will do anything for the mob, right? So like even the way that he walks is different as each side of his life, right? Angelo, the dad, is like the daughter just thinks that, like Maria just thinks that Angelo's just a guy that's concerned and he just sells like photocopiers and printers and all that stuff. But like when he's Angelo, the guy that works for the mob, he's very calculating and very cold and very um and very and very looking over his shoulder and stuff like that, because you have to do that like for the life that Angelo leads as the mob guy, right? And like throughout the season so far, like the lives start to converge because the ferryman hires somebody to go after his daughter. He finds with somebody that the ferryman hired and takes them out. While that's going on, the cops are probably, like, they haven't yet, but they're probably going to catch on to who Angelo is, right? So, and stuff like that. But yeah, this show is not predictable. Like, it's not predictable. Like you would think it is, because like people have seen this before. Like two characters. I mean, one person leading two completely separate lives, right? But the thing that makes this interesting is Angelo's forgetting things. Angelo um has um um Angelo also wants to keep his daughter and his family safe, but he also has to um on the other side of his life, he also has to continue working for Dutch, or else his brother's gonna get uh dusted, right? And um it's a very interesting show. It's a very interesting concept and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, in terms of the performances from the whole cast, they're incredible, dude. Like, is this gonna win an Oscar? Probably not. But especially Patrick Dempsey's performance, like, dude, I know Patrick Dempsey from Grey's Anatomy. That's where I know him from most. I know he's done a lot of other things besides Grey's Anatomy, but that's where I know him from. Like, Shepard is one of my favorite characters from Grey's Anatomy, right? So like to see him play a completely different character in the ways that he has to play this completely different character. Like, again, my favorite acting performances are when 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 you get fully transformed into the character. And what I mean by that is, like, you believe the actor that's playing the character is that character, right? And that's what Patrick does here. Like, because he has to play two. Like, it's almost like he's playing two different characters. He's playing the family guy, and then he's playing the hitman guy who has to do a bunch of stuff for the mob, right? So like his performance here is super, 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 super detailed, nuanced, flavorful. Like, and again, I've used this for Bob Dylan, but I'm gonna use it again. These characters are like onions, because when we pick up with these characters, like, Angelo's been doing this job for a while. Maria's already grown. Maria's about to have a baby with her husband. I forget her husband's name. Jeff, I think is her husband's name, right? And Maria's having panic attacks from when she got shot at. For when the guy who tried to kill her shot at her, so she's having panic attacks. So we'll see how she gets over that. And also, like, in Angelo's other life, like in Angelo's life where he's a dad and he's about to be a grandfather and all that stuff. He's friends with like the head detective and stuff like that. And while this is going on, you also have the FBI agent trying to figure out who shot at. You also have the detective. You have the detective, Angelo, and the FBI trying to figure out who shot at Maria and why did they go after this average guy that hasn't done anything in his life that would warrant a contract a professional to go after his family like that. So it's gonna be very interesting to see who finds who first and stuff like that. And just because Angelo is losing his memory doesn't mean he's not capable. Like, one of the things that I do like about this show too is they don't make Angelo immortal, right? Like, Angelo, like, he can still whoop people's ass, but he's also older, right? Like he's, it looks to me like he's in his late 50s, mid 50s, right? So he's also older, right? So he takes a few hits, right? And he still can take people out. But that's why I think he reminds me of John Wick, because John Wick, and keep in mind, guys, the action in this show is not as good as John Wick. I'm just saying that. But the reason why he reminds me of John Wick is because John Wick will get hit. John Wick's not immortal, right? Like, he gets hurt, right? And that's what I like about this show too. Like, and I personally think, from what I've seen Patrick Dempsey in, and keep in mind it's not a lot, but I personally think this is my favorite performance from Patrick so far that I've seen him in, because he has to play two completely different characters. Well, two completely different sides of a character, but it's like he's playing two different characters, right? So yeah, I will probably be reviewing this every single week, just like I'm going to review Paradise every single week. I'm gonna try to review it every single week, but yeah. So thank y'all so much for all your support, and I hope you have a great day, and God bless you guys.